Hey you guys, so good morning. Well, actually, I should say good afternoon. So I have been decluttering, moving towards decluttering. Things are getting out of here. It's looking more minimalistic. I am super happy. I had no idea, for instance, that the red brick wall that I hate so much, the coagulated blood wall. I absolutely cannot hang a picture frame on this wall. That's what I found out. It like if I put a minimalistic picture on the wall, it makes the wall look super cluttered. It's really strange, but this is really the curse of the red wall. Now, the red brick wall. But the good thing is that the red brick wall encourages me to declutter and be minimalistic and think about these kind of things, and ultimately it's getting me to the goal that I want, which is to make this apartment not only look more streamlined, but I want it to look sleeker, and I want to do this at a low cost and share it with you guys. So this is the time that I am starting to refine things, and I've shared it with you guys in my community post. Our cabinet, for instance, looks a little messy. I know it looks messy, but it's actually not messy. It's just that I have all these different containers in here, so let me show you guys really quick. Hold up. Oh crap, wrong window. Okay, one moment. Okay, so this is what's going on in terms of the cabinet, and it's not the full cabinet, but it basically looks just like the top. It's just like a little bit more boxes. So last year, I think last year 2019, Lewis and I decluttered the cabinet, and I kept them in the cardboard boxes, and I was okay with it. But the thing is that after a while you realize, like, hey, I can do better. So these cardboard boxes, see how that's kind of going crazy over here? The reason why it is like this is because I didn't buy any organization bins, and it wasn't really on my radar at the time. I thought, well, as long as it's in a box, as long as I have a post-it, that's good enough, right? This is organized. But now it's like I look at this stuff and I'm like, why the hell do I have Amazon boxes in here? I got too much different sizes going on. It looks janky. Let me buy some organizers. So later today I'm going to go to Dollar Tree, hit up their organizers. I already have the measurements out. I measured it out to 2214 by 12. Put all the organizers, stacked up, and then see, okay, well, if they can get within 22, 14, and 12, that is the organizers that I'm going to buy. I do want to, keep them. I'm going to bring a measuring tape with me too. So I don't want to make returns for Dollar Tree. If you do want to return something, you can't get your money back. It's only an exchange. So I do expect to buy about 10, 15 organizers, and just go with it that way. I think it's going to work. If it doesn't, then I'm sure I can use the organizers around the house, or I can just give it away. I mean, it's only $1 each organizer. That's the beauty about Dollar Tree. Seriously, Dollar Tree is amazing. Highly recommend checking this thing out. So I need to get, white or clear. I want to have standardization, and I know it sounds really funny for me to say this, but I had it on my mind for a while about the organizers. I had no idea where I would turn to. I kind of wanted to go to TJ Maxx or Marshall's, but the problem is that you don't, let's say I find a really nice organizer, right? I come back the next day, there's no more organizers, and I figure, like, oh man, I don't have standardization anymore. They're not all the same exact organizers. And if I go to, let's say, Container Store is like I'll show it to you guys. Container Store is like a place where you can buy containers, but it is kind of pricey. I didn't want to spend an arm and a leg with that. I told you guys that I felt like if I went to Container Store, I would easily be able to drop $200 in organizers, just because I'd be like, ooh, I need to get this, and let me get this big size. Oh, and let me get an organizer for this. And next thing you know, it's like, ooh, kind of expensive. So we'll see how the Dollar Tree one works out. I also want to buy some drawer organizers as well, move things around. Really, really excited to refine. So I've already decluttered quite a bit, but in terms of what we have, I want to hyper organize, and it's very, very exciting to me. So with that being said, all these cardboard boxes go right off to the recycle bin. Again, although it does look disorganized, every cardboard box has something inside of it. So for instance, the big one that you see that freaking food container in, that is actually nuts and screws in there. I also have my command strips. That's basically like home maintenance stuff. I have my channel lock in there. Below that, as you can see, we got the air conditioner stuff, stereo audio. There's a huge waste of space on the second shelf. It's not as organized as it can be. So this looks really, if you're looking outside in, you might say like, this doesn't look too bad. Other people would say this looks messy, but again, everything is inside those containers, which I need it to be in. It's just putting it into much nicer containers. So plan for this apartment is I want to start incorporating design ideas from restoration hardware. Now, if you are not familiar with what restoration hardware is, I'm going to tell you this is like the bougiest of bougiest stuff. For instance, right? This is a place where if you have money that you don't mind blowing, you would be spending your money at restoration hardware. This is the place where you will see $1,000, $2,000 furniture pieces and top of the line place. It's like the opposite of IKEA for sure. Very, very expensive. And one thing that I've learned throughout my whole decluttering journey is if you have a place, you need, if you want to like bring focus to the pieces that you have, you need to make sure this place is quite empty. So this is, they try to make it simple for you. They have, well, you can get a consultant. However, obviously I'm not going to get a consultant for this freaking apartment. But like, look at the pieces, look at the prices of stuff in this place. $2,000 coffee table, if you're a member, it's $2,000, but if it's regular, it's a $3,000 chair, $2,000 sofa. You got the chandelier. Look at the chandelier. $18,000 chandelier, or if you're a member, $14,000. See this? And then you got your faux fur throw, all this stuff. But the reason why it looks so good is not just the space, it's because each item is high quality, or it looks like it's to be high quality. If I saw that mirror anywhere, I know this is a beeping expensive mirror. 1000%. Same with that lamp. That looks really pricey. So you have beautiful pieces. You don't have much going on in the room, so your eye gets drawn to the beautiful pieces. And let's see, do they have the mirror? Okay, the mirror is pretty cheap, okay? I'm gonna be real here. The mirror is like $2,695. People will probably criticize me for saying the mirror is cheap, but the size of the mirror, the fact that it's so big, I think this looks like it's way more expensive than $2,000. But you also need to have a space where you can fit that mirror. Like if we had a mirror like that here, it looked freaking stupid. Okay, so see this? You got your symmetry over here, right? You look at the left and you look at the right. You got these nice drawers. No, you got these nice cabinets. They have these little gold accents on it. On the top, you got these expensive things that look like they came from the 1800s. This is not going to be seen at Walmart, 1000%. You also got this bust, and then you have this little gold, dark wood, silver incorporation throughout the whole room, and then it just looks good. So I'm keeping that in mind, and I'm trying to figure out like, okay, well, Erica, let's try to make this apartment look more expensive, but do it on a not so expensive budget. So my plan what I'm planning to do is I want to see if I can, let's say, get cheap pieces and then paint them. I know this is going to sound funny. I want to get some like cheap pieces and then paint them so they look kind of like, you see the planter on the top, that clay thing. Where is it? Oh, I don't even see it. Oh, they don't have it on here. Yeah, they don't have it. Dang it. Okay, I gotta show it to you later. See all this stuff? Look at this pillow square. See how nice that looks? See all the little details? So focus on the details. Focus on minimalism. Focus on making sure that I get a lot of the cheap crap out of here. I'm getting rid of a Christmas tree, for example. And with that, this apartment will look nicer and nicer and nicer. Again, here we go. You see all this like old looking archaeological kind of dig going on here? That looks pricey. To me, that looks pricey. And I'm not really one of those people who who like archaeological dig stuff, but I figure, well, if I incorporate some of them, it actually might make this apartment look prettier. And I don't know where to get. I don't know where to get a. I don't like if I picked up a bus. I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know. Well, I don't even know if I want to pick up a bus. It's kind of creepy. I don't want to see a person's face like just in the middle of the apartment for no freaking reason. But yeah, just some design ideas to think about. And let's see. See, look at this. This Caden campaign double door sided hutch, $5,000. People go crazy over this stuff. Hold on. One moment. I have someone swinging by soon for some stuff, so yeah, it's on the coffee table. The coffee table's all cluttered with stuff. I'm super happy because everything on the coffee table means that stuff's getting out of here. I'm really happy. So, see all this stuff? So these are all pieces individually look pretty, and when you put them together, it just makes the room look va-va-voom. And yeah, so now I'm scrutinizing every single piece that we have furniture-wise and questioning, does this add to the aesthetic of the apartment, or does it actually cheapify it? And for some of these things, I'm kind of thinking like, you know what, I think we can do better. But it's a slow progression. You know, I can't be all like, okay, I'm gonna toss everything and then, yeah, I wanna do the hermit crab approach, which is keep it, and then when I find something better, then I'll switch it out and then give away the item that we're looking to get rid of. And this has been working quite well. See the sideboard? Again, look at the detail for the pillow. I know people will be like, Erica, it's a freaking pillow. Look, the freaking striped line detail makes it look very plush. Also, it is velvet, and velvet, in my opinion, tends to look more expensive. Okay, here we go. So this is kind of a look that I like. You see how you have this like terracotta looking big vase on the side? Now, I've been doing some research. If I get a big vase, if I get a cheap vase, I can repaint it with some paint. And instead of spending, how much is the vase? Do they have the price for the vase? No, they don't have the price for the vase. And instead of spending an arm and a leg on a vase or dealing with that kind of thing, buy a cheap vase, find a vase on the sidewalk, paint it, and ta-da! And then the pillows as well. All about the details. It is all about the details. And I think this is the direction that I'm gonna get going over here. Just, I don't want, like, I want it to look nicer and nicer and nicer. Okay, so we got restoration hardware over here. Let's look at let's see the bath stuff. Okay, look at this. Where is it? Shop by room. So I look at these bathrooms, and we are not, like I said, we are not in IKEA when you look at this stuff. Oh, crap. My bad. I gotta click here. Okay, so 1000% our bathroom does not look like this, okay? We have a crummy looking bathroom. There is nothing I can do in order to change things around. It's so tiny that this is way out of the picture. See that? But I do like the idea of having these little side lights. So you have a mirror, and then you got the little sconces. I think they're sconces. I think it adds a really nice detail. I think that, yeah, I wish I could incorporate that in. Look at this, 500. I mean, it doesn't have to be a $500 sconce, but something that makes it look like, ooh, you got symmetry off on the side. It makes it look a little bit more refined for sure. Let's look off onto, what is this? Okay, here we go. See all these bathrooms? These bathrooms are way bigger than the bathroom that we have right now. Way bigger. So I personally like this. I think this looks cool. See that? So you got the marble Okay, maybe I'm not too big of a fan of this because I don't like it because it doesn't have drawer pulls. Where are the beeping drawer pulls? How do you open this? Okay. Something along those lines. I don't like open air stuff. I like having hidden compartments. But that is not doable for this apartment 1000%. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This looks better. Let's see, where was I? See, I think this looks pretty. You got your little sconces over here. You got your mirrors. You got this nice granite big chunk of something. And then I think you got like under the cabinet storage. Also, you got your what's it called, pottery over here. I know this. I know people will look at this and be like, oh my gosh, Erica, this looks like it's big bucks. Yeah, it is big bucks if you look at restoration hardware. However, I think that looking at this stuff and getting inspiration and kind of thinking, okay, well, this is obviously not doable. What can you do instead to kind of get some sort of similar feel? Yeah, would be a good direction. But for instance, we got a flamingo shower curtain. Flamingo shower curtain does not look anything like this, so I got to swap out the shower curtain for sure. And yeah, I just want to make it look less cheap, and I want to make it look more elevated. And by looking at, let's say, Restoration Hardware or Pottery Barn, this is a really good direction to go. So I've spent quite some time looking at this kind of stuff, immersing myself in this kind of stuff. And yeah, I've kind of like looked at this and I'm like, oh wow, so it's all in the details. It's all in making sure things look minimalistic, and you basically have a blank canvas. So again, when you look at these items, you have that at the forefront. So let's talk about details here. You see this Pottery Barn setting? So we look at the table, we look at the cabinets, we look at the wall. They're all white, right? And I've shared with you guys, like, if you have like a light wood with, let's say, some kind of linen or white fabric, it's very versatile because it doesn't look very dated. It looks very calming. And for this setting, let's look at this. Let's scrutinize this. Okay, so you got a blue table runner. You got some cups that you can see the small little detail. It looks like it's blue. I think the cups are blue. So they match with the hydrangeas over here. Look at the hydrangeas. You got the center piece over here. Plus you got two candles offsetting it on each side. And then you got two smaller candles, which look to be the same line, but shorter. So you got symmetry, right? You got four candles over here. You got the blue tying in with not only the table runner, the cups, but also the napkins. And if you look at the rug, what colors do you see? You see blue, tan, and white, right? So everything in this room ties in because the rug is of the same color as the chair and the table setting. See? So this is the kind of thing where I'm talking about, where I notice these details, and I think that if anybody like wonders like how did this like staging look so good, it's a combination of having colors that complement each other and then incorporating it with symmetry. So see, it's like layering. It's like layering for sure. Personally, I don't like having blue around the house. I think it makes it look very depressing, but that's just me. See the hydrangeas? So when you look at the hydrangeas, right, and you look at the paisley print, right? Look at the paisley print. What colors do you see? You see blue, white, tan. What are the table setting? The table setting, the outside placemat, I don't know what you call that. That rattan looking sort of bamboo thing, that matches the same color as the paisley print, that brown. And then you also have the shades of light blue and silver, which kind of tie in with the table itself, plus the hydrangeas. And yeah, you got so much detail going on with the cups. So all the colors flow with each other and they all tie in with each other. And that's the reason why if you find yourself looking at your table and you're wondering, why does my table look so cheap? It probably does not have this kind of like thought process behind it. And one of the easier ways to kind of not have like plates that don't clash with each other is just go pure white. I only like getting pure white plates or glass plates, and that's it. I don't want any other color besides pure white right now. And I know people would say, Erica, it's just because you're a noob. You're not design oriented like the pros. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But I also don't want to break a plate and feel like I can never replace that plate because it's a specialty plate. See all these plates? These are not cheap plates. Okay, so yeah, you have all this stuff over here, and see. So they have you can get free virtual or in-person design help. And I don't, I imagine it's like they'll give you like pointers of what to do. So we got the natural materials over here. Look at the table, plus the chair, the stool, plus the planter. A lot of the colors that you see just kind of flow, right? Tan, white, and like what is this? Oh, the solid green plant again. Oh, color me surprise. A lot of these more upscale places have these expensive looking or interesting looking pottery vintage plant vases of sorts. I'm not too I think if we had one we would only be able to put one in here, but yeah, I'm more concerned about like organizing in terms of containers right now. And yeah, that kind of stuff. So all this natural material, that's something that I'm keeping in the back of my head. And yeah, I think, I really feel that it's all, I really feel like, yeah, I'm going to have to like look at pieces and then think like, okay, well, this piece doesn't work. I got to find a more expensive version of it. But I don't want to shop at Restoration Hardware. I don't really want to shop at Pottery Barn. You can look at the prices of Pottery Barn. Let's look at the prices of Pottery Barn. This is another bougie place. Let's see. Let's go to furniture. Let's look at the vases. Where are we here? Sectionals, bedroom furniture. No, not bedroom. Decor, my bad. Come on. See this? So even the pillows, see, they're different. They're around the same color, but they're different textures, different sizes, different like not so one fabric kind of print. They're very interesting. So the pillows over here, these things can get very pricey. See, candle holders, lanterns. I gotta be really careful about the stuff because like the freaking brick wall really makes it really forces me to just think like solids only. I can't even think too much about, let's say, woven baskets too much or it's gonna look super cluttered. Okay, let's see over here. Decorative objects. Let's say decorative trays and bowls. See this? So these kind of bowls are the ones where you just put, let's say, some pine cones in there, some wooden stuff in there, some fake pears. You see? So look at this. We got the small terracotta bowl, $49 to $99. And then we got, oh, look at this, rectangular cash trays, $59 to $99. Woven rattan round tray, $99. What is this one? Oh, I always like the dough bowls. The dough bowl trays, but it wouldn't work with this apartment. I think they look pretty cool. See this? $129 hand woven seagrass tray. Oh, I like this one. The Shua wood bowl. See, it's a piece of wood. I know someone's gonna be listening to this, Erica. Why don't you just like get a piece of a tree trunk? See that? Ooh, this is so pretty. Ooh, this is pretty. This wouldn't match with this apartment, but it's a really pretty piece. So this is the kind of piece that I feel like if you see it in a standalone place, it really pops. Because it looks so unique to me. I like it. See? Okay, I'm not really a big fan of the bowl too much anymore. But it looks pretty cool. You just got to make sure you have a good decorative setting for it. Because if it's... Oh, here we go. Here we go. See, these look nice. I swear, if I saw one of these, like, teak wood bowls, I would grab it. Like, if it was on the street, I would grab it. Like, no hesitation. I'd find a way to work it into this apartment. Look at that. Ooh. See, nothing says expensive like one of these kind of individual-looking wood bowls. See? But you gotta make sure you have a good shape, because if it doesn't work with the place, then it looks stupid. And yeah. See that? Ooh, these are nice vases. It won't match with this apartment. Ooh. So some of these pieces I think look really nice. The brass tray I think looks nice. But then you have to see how it is in scale. So, yeah, all this stuff, this is not stuff that I think I can find in like a cheaper store, but I think that what I could do is try to find a piece that looks similar and then paint over it. And then, yeah, spray paint, gold, silver, that kind of stuff. Let's see. Let's look at the decor for Restoration Hardware. I love Restoration Hardware so much. If anybody posts Restoration Hardware in like a free group, oh my goodness, like everybody wants it because everybody knows what the price of this stuff is. I have personally, like where we live, I don't see people giving away this kind of stuff too much because of the price, right? It's easy to resell this kind of stuff. If you're spending $1,700 on a mirror, chances are you don't want to give it away for free. But I've heard that some people who live in Manhattan, they find these kind of pieces and then they just take it. Oh my goodness, look at this. Wow, this looks nice. Look at that. Turkish hand-carved door frame mirror. Look at the detail here. Seriously, look at the detail. This is the kind of stuff that interests me. See that? Hand-carved with intricate designs. Ooh. Pretty. Pretty, pretty. See? Even this looks really cool. See this Moorish arc mirror? That looks so interesting. So yeah, top of the line place is definitely Restoration Hardware. In my opinion, it's all the details that really set their stuff apart. But then when you look at it, you look at the price of this, yeah. And personally, and I've shared this before, right? I've shared it before where I said, some people, they are so fixated on having a nice car or something. I'd rather spend the money on a freaking new car on a freaking mirror instead. Because it's like the mirror, if you love it so much, you see it every day and you get to see the little piece. And you know what? If you have the right piece, maybe it grows old with you. As in, you move, you bring your nice mirror with you, and yeah, if it breaks, you can always get it fixed. But yeah, you have to think like, okay, for certain mirrors, like, does it work with a new space? Not all, like, even if I could get one of these mirrors for free, these mirrors would not match this apartment. Ooh, this is a nice mirror. The Indian Lotus mirror. Does that not look pretty? I think that looks like a pretty mirror, but I like gold. I really like gold as a mirror. So, okay, yeah, we don't have any use for mirrors. I think for this apartment, something, because we got the freaking brick wall. Just thinking here. I'm in no desire to get a mirror, by the way, but it would probably be something. Actually, none of these mirrors would. The freaking brick wall would make it look cluttered already. Oh, I don't like the brick wall. So, let's see. Office, pillows, let's look at decorative accents for Restoration Hardware. Ooh, sculpture. Yes, sculpture. Please give me some class. Okay, see? See, we got the body parts over here. See this? I don't know why you would want to have a headless Greco-Buddhist sculpture fragment here. That's just weird. That's just so weird. I mean, like, I can understand having the woman on the left, but like, can you imagine if Lewis was streaming and you see this freaking headless statue in the background? It's like, what the hell? Just weird. Okay, you got Apollo over here. More headless things. I'm not a big fan of this. This reminds me of something of Hannibal Lecter or something. Not really my thing. Then again, maybe it's just because I don't have class, so I'm not appreciating the what looks to be mutilated bodies of sorts. I'm not really a big fan of this. Some people really like this stuff. Not really me. Yeah, I don't want no body parts around here. Okay, the horse is okay. I know, even the horse. Look, it's an Italian horse. Okay, here we go. Italian horse sculpture. See, I could work with the full horse like that. That looks okay. Not really so much the horse head. I'm not really liking it. It looks like the horse lost its leg. I want the foot. Why would I want a foot? Why would I want a foot? You know, remember there was a guy on one of my streams and he was like totally into feet? Yeah, he could be into this. The classical Roman foot study. Okay, let's look at something else. Decor. Wall decor. Let's look at wall decor. No, actually, let's look at decorative accents. I want to look. What is found? Found items. What is found item? Does that mean looks like it came from the bottom of shipwreck? Oh, yep. Found buttercups. Look at this. Oh, jeez. I'm not a big thing of having eyes look back at me. See all this stuff? So I think the whole idea behind... Look at this! Found African wood floor panel. Someone is going to be looking at this and be like, really, Erica? You could put some plaster on a plank of wood and then just like put a fork through it and then just put some sort of varnish or some sort of brown paint on it and ta-da! I mean, it looks close enough to me, right? But that is something to think about. Something where it looks like you have the place minimalistic looking, and then you can add one of these pieces and it looks more like a museum rather than like a casual living area, you see? But it's like you have to have the place set up so it looks really good, not just like you went to Ross and you bought some What the hell is this? Is this Charlie Brown? Look at this. Indonesian ancestral mask. That looks suspiciously like Charlie Brown to me. Or like some sort of like Krillin. You know Krillin from Dragon Ball Z? Kind of reminds me of Krillin. It's very strange to me. Tribal wooden carved mask. Oh, these are pretty. Look at this. Wow, tribal shell. I think this is really cheap. Are you kidding me? This is only 150, 200 bucks. That seems really cheap because it's so unique looking. See that? But unfortunately, the cats would have a field day with this stuff. 1000%. See that tribal stuff? That looks pretty. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, wow, look at this. Borneo shell bracelet. Oh, it's a bracelet. See? And you got the Papua shell coin. I don't know how big that is. They look like washers, kind of. Washers, areolas, one of them. Okay, this looks cool. Hand-carved tribal column. Again, though, you need to have a place where it's like set up and you have a lot of negative space so you can bring the focus towards this piece. Like, seriously, if I could pick up a piece like this, I would need to make this place look super like a gallery over here. Because that way it's like, ooh, what a pretty piece. Like, that way the piece will look like it's worth $2,000. Not like, oh, by the way, this is just some random crap that I have over here. Pretty, though. See this? Hand-carved Torja panel. That's pretty. I like this one piece, actually. This tall scroll looks nice. I think it looks really nice. I wish it came with the mounting, though. I don't think it comes with the mounting. I think they just give you that piece itself. Ooh. Does it come with the... Is it mounted or is it not mounted? Okay, it does include the black iron displays then. How big is this? Let's see. 15.5 inches by 46.5 inches. That's not bad. I'm gonna be real here. Like, I really don't think that's bad. I think it looks like a very conversation starting piece. I think it looks nice. See that? This is a pretty piece. I like this a lot. See, and then you got your piece of wood over here. Taraja panel. What I think really elevates it, though, is that the mounting. See that? The iron mounting. Wow, look at these doors. Ethiopian African furniture, African artwork is so beautiful. Look at that. I love the dark wood. Carved wood African stand. Ooh, and the Taraja wall panel. I seriously like this piece. See that? So add that with this. That would look kind of nice if you had the right setting. But in this apartment, not so much. it would this we have that red brick wall. It's not gonna look as nice as it would in like a white background or something like that. But just just kind of like showing you guys this stuff, because if any of you guys, let's say, want to have expensive decor, if you guys are interested in having decor look more expensive, you do not want to have this right next to your Tupperware containers. You do not want to have this next to your Sterilite boxes of sorts, because it just like, oh, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And that's the kind of thing like I've come to realize more and more. It's like it really benefits being minimalistic and just being super choosy about the decor. Sometimes when I look at celebrity homes, you know how it looks like it's so curated? It looks very curated. You obviously had a professional like interior designer and organizer come in, and it looks so beautiful. I think it is doable for homes, but you need to have a lot of you need to curate a lot of things, and you need to like take a step back and say, does this look expensive or does this look more elevated? And yeah, so I feel like it's like I'm working towards there. And yeah, but a lot of this like mass produced stuff, it has to go. So for instance, right, anything where it says like live, laugh, love, you know what I'm talking about? You guys know what it, live, laugh, love. Like these kind of like wall decorations with the freaking font. Like this stuff, this would not end up in Restoration Hardware. 1000%. See, this stuff. I mean, it looks kind of cheap. Like this stuff too. Like it's cute, it's homely, but it looks kind of cheap. It does not look anything like this stuff. But yeah, these prices come at a price premium. The more I think about Restoration Hardware, I think it's more like an investment piece. You have these pieces and you're probably not changing it out a lot unless you have, unless like you can comfortably afford it. But see, oh, look at this. Don't these look like really nice tables? I think it looks kind of nice. I like this one. It looks nice and sleek. Okay, here's the terracotta stuff. See that? I don't really like that color. Let's see. So, dining. Let's look at the dining for EQ3. I'm a big fan of like EQ3, Pottery Barn, Restoration Hardware. But the prices are kind of up there. Yeah, and in case anybody thinks I'm in the mood to buy a table, no, I'm just looking at the table. I like seeing what they have. Oh, I hate this freaking folding table. Oh, I don't like that shelf. See that middle shelf? Maybe it's just me. I don't think it looks that good. I guess it's okay if you're sewing or something, but I don't know, it's kind of wonky. See this one though? This dining table looks nice. See? It's just like a basic nice table, but it has a nice shape to it. But we don't have a use for that table. Okay. So let's look at decor items. Let's see, decoration. Ooh. Palm pots, posy vases. Ooh, look at these dew stone bowls. That looks really interesting. See the stone bowls? Oh, you know what I should do? I should hit up Jamali. But I don't have a use for a stone bowl right now, so maybe not. Like if I had a place where I would exactly put a stone bowl, then I'd put it there, but I feel like unless I came up with a really nice piece, yeah, probably not. Okay, yeah, never mind. But see, this one, this Rhea pot wide looks pretty cool to me. Pretty cool. Looks nice. But it doesn't match this apartment. That's the only downside. Okay, let's go back to Restoration Hardware. Let's see here. Decor. Let's get decorative accents. Let's look at the vessels. Let's look at the freaking expensive looking vessels from Restoration Hardware. Oh, look at this. Archaeological digs. Oh, this looks nice. This terracotta olive jar collection. See that detail? See that like stacking looking look to it? That's nice. And then you got stuff that looks like it got found in the bottom of the ocean. Portuguese water vessel collection. Now it makes me want to get an antique vessel. Like seeing this stuff. Ooh, look at this Nigerian Noop storage vessel. That's cool. See how the little details in here? Let's show it. Paper mache bowls, and not so much. Ooh, pretty. I love the details. Can I zoom in? See that? See the little pieces on it, and then you got the little etchings? That looks cool. And the rest, whatever. Etched concrete base. Nah, wouldn't match this apartment. Crosshatch concrete base looks pretty cool though. Rustic clay vessel. I'm sure that, you know, if you had some spackle or something and you just painted or spray painted over it, you get something pretty similar to this. Like you can even get a cheap plastic one and then just put layers on it so it looks like it got found on the bottom of the ocean. Isn't that weathered stone? Ooh, look at that foundry iron rivet vessel collection. Dang. Ooh, I like this one. Organic concrete vessel collection. I like the little indentations in here. But the Indian one looks nice too. Oh, this is so hard. And then you got marble, hexagonal, hand blown. Ooh, hand blown looks cool. Yeah, it wouldn't look good in this apartment though. Too much detail. It's like, I gotta work around the frickin' red brick. But yeah. So I basically just want to get like little accent pieces or just find, oh wow, look at this floral engraved vessel. That's a little too heavy. See this, like the urn. Dang. Whoa, look at that. That classic handle vessel looks pretty epic. I'm gonna be honest here, like that looks really epic. Oh, look at this one. Ooh, Art Deco cast metal urn. Ooh. Doesn't match with the decor here, but that's a nice piece. Yeah, this is probably the time where if you were going to actually seriously buy something, you would probably want to consult someone from Restoration Hardware to give you to give you a consultation or tell you like, oh, okay, you know, this is how my place looks like. Do you have any suggestions? Maybe, you know, these people are more trained than you, for sure. Hey. Now, I'm not getting rid of the Christmas tree, just one. Just like the one with the red, because I have this aversion towards red now. Because the red, like if I put red in this apartment, it clashes so much. Oh, look at this. See this? This, oh, hold up a second, hold up. Damn it, where'd that picture go? See this? See that wood paneling? That looks freaking expensive. That is the kind of stuff that is like, wow. You rather, in my opinion, I think people would get more satisfaction getting those 2 chunks of wood with the lighting over having a nice car, like an expensive car they don't need. See that? See that paneling though? Dang, that's beautiful. That's really pretty. Like this giant wood carving. Yeah, so these are the small little details. So I know some people think that just get them. I don't know. I know some people think that you know, I'm decluttering because I'm stressed out about something, but honestly, I want to have it look aesthetic. I want it to be pretty, and I think that again, as we see with these places, right? They start with a blank canvas, they strip it down bare. You don't see, do you see any like Clorox bottles around here or anything like that? Like, no, you don't see any brand names. But the pieces themselves are so beautiful that it makes it look really expensive. And I'm hoping that I can find pieces that are expensive, but they don't have the restoration hardware price. See? So you can get a design consultation over here. But that freaking block of wood back there, gorgeous. I mean, like, the whole setup is beautiful. The lighting, the block of wood, the cabinet on the bottom with that little triangular vase or decorative item. That is like way above anything I could come up with. So yeah, this is when you want to get a consultation with the designer. See this? Okay, so this is what they believe in. This is their whole thing, their mission statement of sorts. See, so they architecture, furniture, and decor that create harmony. Yeah, and it's a discipline of addition through subtraction where less becomes more and calm is created through continuity. So see that? That is what I've been trying to say. Like minimalism, getting it down, you have more focus on the stuff that you see directly. Crap. Hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna meet up with someone really quick. What do I have to give them? I'm giving them... What am I giving them? Okay. Plant stuff. Okay. 2 things. Okay, you guys. I am back. I had to give away 2 items, so yeah, my whole process about the things that I do. In case you guys always wonder, like, what is taking so freaking long, Erica? I give away things directly to people in the community because I hope that it inspires them or encourages them that if they're looking to, let's say, declutter, you give it out directly into the community rather than just throw it into the landfill. And I think it's really important, right? It's like you can, like, I hope that the stuff that I'm doing inspires other people to put that extra effort in as well and say, well, hold on, crap. Okay. Well, that way it's like they got something for free and maybe it has like a lasting impression and they can give away something else for free and it can change, a person's life a little in terms of making them a little happier. Like, who doesn't like getting free stuff? So I got rid of some plant supplies that I had lying around the house. As you guys know, we don't have any live plants here. And I was decluttering and I thought like, oh, I have like plant food and I have some plant substrate. It's called vermiculite, I think it's called. So I gave it away because I don't have a use for that. So yeah, someone else had it and someone else took it and they were really happy because they have a whole bunch of plants. I was like, great. Better they have it than us keeping it and it's just going to stay there, forgotten. And clearing out, let's say, 2 items, right? It allows me to think like, okay, well, let me get rid of more stuff. And I know I've given away over 200 items already. So, I haven't gone, I've been a lot more choosy about the stuff that I bring in. And even like shopping, I shop a lot less now compared to before because I had this whole focus and this whole desire. Now I'm like, okay, you know what, Erica, less is more. Less is more. Let's be a little bit more disciplined. And maybe one day through that kind of discipline, I'll find that, hey, if moving, for instance, will be easier, having prettier things all around will be more noticeable, and instead of having like the crap or clutter distracting the beauty of stuff, you notice it more. You notice it more clearly. So, for example, right, when you go to a gallery, let me give you an example here. When you go to an art gallery, you know how they have all those pieces on the wall? One of the reasons why these pieces stand out so much is because you got a lot of negative space. So let me show you guys this. See this? See this? There is a reason why everything in an art gallery is so spaced out, because you are able to focus on the details a lot more when you're not looking at all this other stuff. See, your eye is drawn to that beauty. And that's the kind of life that I want to live. I want to live a life, I want to be surrounded by objects where I look at it and I say, I really see the simplicity in it. And if it comes down to decluttering, it's like, well, what am I decluttering? 4 items. What am I decluttering? I plan for probably, I know this is going to sound crazy, but probably like the rest of my life, I plan to actively declutter. And yeah. Logistically, like, okay, Erica, if you get rid of like, say, 8 items a week, you're not gonna, after 5 years doing this, like, there's nothing to get rid of. And I wanted to get to a point where I'm decluttering and I say, hey, I have 2 items to give away. That's it. And yeah, it's like I just go around and I'm like, hey, okay, I want to get rid of something. Let's get rid of 1 item. That's it. But getting to this kind of state is actually pretty hard for me, because it's like I have to kind of think, okay, what pieces do I want to keep? Do I want to shuffle things around? If I don't shuffle around, I probably should donate it. And I've been donating a whole bunch of stuff. What is this? Let's check this out. Lib Kuchen. Oh, these things. Oh my gosh. Look at this. These vintage boxes. You know what? When I was in Hawaii, I remember it's like, yeah, these kind of like cookie tins, like you save them for a while, but then eventually you throw them away. I don't really want to have like a whole bunch of like, the boxes that I want to have are going to be storage containers clear. I'm looking for higher end containers ideally, or things that look higher end. So when I look at design stuff, I look for the most expensive places, or what's considered to be the bougie stores, because you figure, right, if you find something similar to that, then you know you're off really getting the best of the best. See, so refrigerator organization, this is something that I want to tackle as well. The refrigerator looks empty, much emptier than before for sure, but yeah, I wanna have this like nice little plastic thing so I can see this. I know people will be like, Erica, really? No, seriously, this is one of my little goals over here. See? See, so this is before and then this is after. Now, we don't have nearly as much food as the before, for sure. We have like maybe 1/3 of that. But I want to have like nice little plastic bins, and that way everything's organized and all the drinks are together and everything's glass or a clear acrylic. See? So that comes to standardization versus when you look at the left, right? You can see for instance, right? The mushrooms, did they eat the mushrooms? They might have ate the mushrooms. Okay, so you can see all the different packaging. So, oh, here we go. See the tomatoes? You see the tomatoes on the left? They're on the second shelf with the purple tin, the purple container. They put the tomatoes on the bottom shelf. You can see that they did symmetry, right? You got two containers that fit cleanly into the bottom shelf, and then you got the two smaller containers on top of it. And that looks more organized because it is more organized. So having something like that, like I'm not planning to go container crazy because we don't eat that much food. Like my diet is pretty limited. But having like some sort of organizational pieces I think would be really good, for sure. See? And I know Lewis, if he opens it and he sees the fridge like really organized, he'd be like, wow, that looks pretty nice. Right now I have a magazine rack in there. I'm thinking about getting rid of it because it's green. I only picked it up because it was free, but yeah, I think I can upgrade for sure. See that? So this is the before, this is the after. Ooh, I like that pull-out shelf. That looks really cool, but it's affixed to it's affixed, so I can't install that because it's a rental. See that? I would love to have one of these like anchor pull-out shelves, because instead of me having to dig into the place to grab it, I just have to pull it out. But see, that's what I consider to be a small little luxury. This is the kind of stuff where it's like I'm spending money. I'd spend money on under the cabinet stuff because I do spend a lot of time, obviously, in the kitchen. I love eating. I do like cooking some foods. See that rollout chrome cabinets, $50 a pop. My thinking, it's a great investment piece, because if you're using, if you like cooking or being in the kitchen, like you really owe it to yourself to have like a kitchen that you're really happy with. See that? But see, you can see it's anchored. So I can't actually have any of this right now because with the rental, I don't want to cause all these like holes in the cabinets. But that would be nice, right? Instead of having to grab out the blender, you just like roll it out and then you slide it back in. All the little details. So container store is where a lot of the professional organizers hit up. Also IKEA. But I figure wherever the professional organizers go, that's the place that I want to go to, because that's the top of the line stuff. I don't have to think about like, oh, okay, well, what's out there for this stuff. You look at Container Store, they have everything you could want. The thing about the professional organizer is that the professional organizers, those things are not cheap. They can be very expensive. Let's see. Professional organizer, and I think it's better to like make organizing your hobby instead. Look at this. Professional organizer hourly cost. See? So they charge, let's see, $50 to $100 an hour. See that? I mean, I don't even think plumbers make $100 an hour, right? How much do plumbers make? Like 60 or something like that? 40, 60, something like that? See that? So these people, look, some of the high-end ones can charge $130 an hour. Oh, I am reading Chant Bounce Off. So let's see over here. Ooh, look at that. Kitchen foil wrap organizers. So this is the stuff that I really like. See? But the good thing is that it's like, I don't have that much stuff to buy. Like, maybe I'll buy a few containers here and there, but that's it. Like, once I get done with it, it's like, how many organizers do I need around the apartment, especially because I'm decluttering? Not very many. So, if you figure, like, you're gonna have, like, higher ends, if you're gonna, let's say it's a specialty item, then I don't see, yeah, then I think it's not bad to buy from Container Store if you can't find any other cheaper option. Kind of like having a Vitamix. So my thoughts about like buying certain stuff is, if you think you're gonna use it, or if you really like that kind of item, and you think maybe you might wish you upgrade, buy top of the line if you can afford it. So Vitamix is like, I used to have a really like crummy 1960s blender, and then I decided to get a Vitamix that was certified, what was it, refurbished or so. So I think it came out to like a $329. But whenever I look at that Vitamix, like, we don't have a Vitamix here. It's in Hawaii. I always think to myself, like, I never have to worry about buying a blender again because I have the top of the line blender. So that kind of stuff, it's like less that I have to think about, because if I want to make a smoothie, it's like, okay, well, I got the best smoothie there is. From there, it's like, I know I just have to refine my technique if it doesn't turn out right, or find another recipe, versus blaming it on my blender. And Vitamix blenders last a really long time. So I thought, like, yeah, you don't want to be one of those people. It's like you cheap out on certain stuff, and then you find out, like, oh, you in the future you want to buy a better one. So I remember, for instance, some people, they like buying like a Ninja blender, and they, people were saying like, oh, it's just like the Vitamix. It's just like the Vitamix. And I was like, F that. Like, that is not like a Vitamix. And I remember I was dating a guy who used to say, like, yeah, his Ninja was just as good as the Vitamix, and then he realized that, yeah, actually it's not as good as the Vitamix. Like, the consistency and the horsepower and things like that, it just doesn't compare. And then you got this clunky ass blade in the middle. Okay, I'm going off track, but seriously, I'm not a big fan of Ninja blenders. Look at this. Look at this. You got this, like, death trap inside of there. See that? I don't know if you guys can see it. Like, there's this one where you have to pull out the blade. See that? See the blade? You pull this thing out, and it's like these long freaking blades, too. And I know people will say, like, Erica, well, it's just like $100. But if you're going to spend $100 on a blender, and you buy it because you don't want to buy the Vitamix, in my opinion, if you can afford it, just save for the Vitamix. That way, for the rest of your life, you don't have to think about, oh, should I upgrade my blender to a Vitamix? See, like, that kind of stuff is the stuff that I think is very important for people to think about. Sometimes people are so focused on saving money, and they try to tell themselves, like, oh, well, I'll just settle for this right now. But appliance that you think you're going to be using a lot, like, for when I decided to buy the Vitamix, this is around the time where people were eating a lot of acai bowls. This was years ago. So, and smoothies. And I really feel like I got my money's worth, because I made so much smoothies and so many acai bowls that it's like, I looked at it and I was like, wow, I saved so much money, because I don't have to go to Jamba Juice anymore. I don't have to go to smoothie place anymore. I don't have to go to acai bowl place anymore. And if I want to go and eat a acai bowl, then I just whip up my Vitamix and ta-da! I don't have to worry about, like, oh, maybe my acai bowl isn't, or maybe my acai bowl isn't as good as a smoothie place, because the consistency is off. See, like, it's all about, like, when you have like a Vitamix smoothie, it's so much more smoother than like some like 1970s like Hamilton Beach blender. Like, you cannot compare. Okay, so Bounce Off said, I wonder why Lewis isn't live streaming the long ride to Florida. It takes up a lot of data too, but I know he's on the road right now. I'm pretty damn sure he's on the road, but you figure like, yeah, the data is not cheap. You know, for him to be live streaming like that, it's a crazy amount of it's a crazy cost. So yeah, I know he's driving, but I think he's very cognizant about the price of data. Even when we were like doing the right to repair streams like back in like 2019, I remember, I if I remember correctly, he ran out of data and then he ended up paying like $70 extra just for like 3 gigabytes of data or something like that. It was because he was live streaming from those courtrooms, right? So he didn't have internet. But yeah, in the future, like if you have a question or something like that, just repost it. Don't spend time like asking, like just saying like please read my question. Just like ask me that kind of stuff. Because then I had to think about it. I was like, what are you talking about, right? Yeah, it's really expensive. Like data is super pricey. It's not cheap. Even when I saw him doing that stream, I was like, man, it's gonna be eating his phone up for sure. So yeah. So basically, whatever purchases you make, if you use it a lot, if you feel like you want to get top of the line, my suggestion is save up money to get top of the line if you know you're going to be using it a lot and go with that. Sometimes like certain items you don't really mind too much, like if you have a top of the line toaster versus a Hamilton Beach toaster, like it's not a big deal, right? But something like a blender where if you really care about consistency or like how fine the ice is, then yeah, go with the Vitamix. I know there's Blendtec, but I tend to be on Team Vitamix just because I have a soft spot for Vitamix. I have a real big soft spot for Vitamix. And I think Vitamixes are durable. That's just my opinion, though. So, yeah. Let's see over here. Trash can. Oh, my goodness. Look at this stuff. Yeah, so all this container store stuff. Oh, yeah, this is the one that I have. Yeah, so all the container store stuff, I think it's kind of like, you know how some people like going to B&H? You mean like when you laughed and nobody knows why? I don't know. I have no I don't know what you're referring to. How is he? I have no idea where he is right now. I mean, I know he's in Florida, but I don't know. I mean, like last time I spoke to him, it was yesterday night and he was okay. Oh, I have no idea. So I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna go buy some organizers, but I just wanted to make this stream and share with you guys certain stuff that I've kind of realized or certain focus that I want to go to. I highly encourage you guys, if you want to live in a more prettier place, focus on how a gallery looks and think, how can I make my place look more aesthetic? And the like I said, the way you can do it is you gotta like really cut down the amount of stuff you have in your place and focus on, in my opinion, natural materials, wood, marble, dark wood, ideally glass, linen. You get what I'm saying? Like that, all this stuff. This is, and then you have like details and as well. I really really like this wood panel on the back. Oh, it'd be so nice. Like if we had, like I swear, if we had this wood panel on the back, it would look great. It would look really good. But I don't know where to get this wood panel. Like this big giant wood panel would actually work with this apartment, in my opinion. But just one though, maybe two. Yeah, maybe two would look good. But yeah, I mean, this would be thousands of dollars because it's restoration hardware, for sure. Let's see over here. Let's look at the wood. Do we have like wood panel over here? I don't think they have the wood panel. Look at this detail though. Oh, it's so beautiful. Wood wall. Let's see, wood wall. Oh, here we go. Here, maybe this is it. Sunburst wood wall pattern. Let's see how much that wood chunk is. Okay, that's not it. No, that's not it. I'm gonna say it's thousands of dollars. Wood. I don't know. Wood. Let's do seal. Most likely they don't carry it anymore. But we'll see. Oh god, look at this petrified wood sculpture. That scares me. I feel like if you trip and you fall down, you end up right in the ER. Do you see that? You guys looking at this damn thing? Come on. Load. No, damn it. Ooh, look at that. $6,000 chair right there. Ooh. Arrow wood dining table. That's a nice table. I've seen tables like this out in Brooklyn. These kind of salvaged wood trestle round tables. I've seen these kind of tables being thrown out, and nobody wants it because it's so freaking heavy. Wow, crafted of 25 million old petrified wood. Wow. See, this is a kind of piece, like 195. I don't think this is bad price. Because, I mean, like, frick, the thing is 25 million years old. But this looks like, again, this looks like if I trip and I fall, I will die. So, no. No, 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 no. Oh, this looks so ugly. This salvaged wood and marble. I don't like that. Wood swatches, wood swatches. I'm trying to find that big wall thing. Actually, you know what? Don't sort by most popular, sort by most expensive. That's the way to go for this store. Because that thing is not going to be $25. I want to see that wood panel. I'm curious. Oh, dang it. They don't have it. No. No, I wanted to know how much that wood panel was. The one that I was looking at. I was so curious. Like $5,000? $4,000? Petrified wood. Yeah. That's 9 panels. Oh, wow. Wow, really? Jeez. Yeah. So, another place I think you could go for if you want these kind of freaking busts is, I know this is gonna sound funny, but like TJ Maxx, because they do have some some bust, but it's like, it looks cheap, so I would say probably spray paint it or paint it so it looks more like concrete or something, or more age. But I don't want body parts around this apartment. I get nothing out of having, let's say, a torso of some Greek statue flying around. But I think having a horse... Wait, hold up a second. We actually do have a horse around here. We do have a horse. My bad. So let's see over here. Let's look at the sale. Oh, see, look at this. Look at this. Look at this chair. Look how beautiful that chair is. Isn't that so beautiful? Okay, let's look at the sale section. Handcrafted aluminum. So people will probably give me crap about this, but if you have a piece that you really love, I think it's very cost saving, and it's time saving as well, because once you find you have the perfect piece, you're not going to be going out to Black Friday to buy, cheap furniture, because you already have really good furniture. Kind of like the Vitamix example that I was telling you guys, right? If I had a Vitamix and then I see like, oh, Black Friday blenders are only 50, $30 or something, you think I'm gonna rush over there? No, because I would say I already got a blender. Normally for Black Friday, I don't even buy anything. The only thing I really buy on Black Friday is bath towels. But I never bought anything last Black Friday, and there was nothing I wanted. I was like, I already have everything I want, basically. I don't think Restoration Hardware has a Black Friday. But Restoration Hardware, Pottery Barn, CB2, IKEA, those kind of stores. Oh, not IKEA. That's a whole cheapy level. But yeah, so getting inspiration from Restoration Hardware and Pottery Barn is probably the way I'm going to be going. And yeah, so in case you guys, like, let's say in the future, you guys wonder, like, oh, how come she has this, like, sculpture-looking piece? It's probably because I got inspiration from this bougie place. I used to kind of, like, shudder at the thought of, like, the whole bouginess, because people would be like, oh, that sounds so pretentious. But, again, you go to an art gallery because you want to see the pretty art. And I think that life is, like, we spend so much time at home, right? Whether it be sleeping or watching TV, that we owe it to ourselves to really have a beautiful place to rest in. And yeah, I really want that. I really want that. And I don't think it's going to be, let's say, in 2 weeks goal, 3 weeks goal. It's going to be a lifetime goal. I have a neighbor in Hawaii. She lives, listen to this is funny. She lives, or not really funny, but she lives in a place that could be in Restoration Hardware. She doesn't have expensive furniture, but she's been curating stuff for at least 20 years. And she goes to antique stores and she thrifts. And I think it's funny how about 10 years ago, or as long as I can remember, whenever I went to her place, I thought it was so beautiful and so curated. And now I'm, like, entering a stage in my life that I think to myself, like, I also want that same kind of aesthetic. I also want to live in a place where it's like you look at the pieces and you're like, wow. For her pieces, her pieces were actually vintage, a lot of them. She, like I said, she went to a thrift store. She made sure that her pieces were with her for, like, many, many, many years. And yeah, she really knew her stuff as well. She's alive and she's very cheap, but she's never been a big consumer. I remember, like, she buys stuff at Ross and, she'll get things for cheaper, but her home is so beautiful, you guys. It ended up in an architecture magazine. Like, that's how gorgeous her place is. And she lives in the same apartment complex as I do. It's just that her place looks way more spacious because everything looks like it has a lot of negative space. So it looks like a gallery. And then she also did some custom renovations where it just looks like a hotel. It's really gorgeous. So, knowing that kind of stuff, seeing, like, wow, she lives in the same building as I do, but her place looks so beautiful because she has a lot of negative space, just makes me think, like, okay, I'm 32 right now. Where am I going to be when I'm her age, when I'm 70 years old, or, when I'm 50 years old? If I work actively at this kind of stuff, or if anybody works actively at anything, right? You enter, like, a state of refinement. So some of these homes that you see on YouTube, they're not the creation of, let's say, 3 days of work. Some people say, like, their home looks so beautiful because they've been working actively at this stuff for 7 to 8 years. All these pieces, all these, like, vintage pieces, it takes time to find the perfect piece. And then once you find the perfect piece, you have to, like, coordinate your lifestyle around it, because you think, like, you don't want to put any of these storage vessels next to frickin', a box of, like, hand sanitizer. Like, that would not look good. Or, like, next to the Lego bricks, or next to, some Funko Superman figurine. It's, like, so much. I know people would say, like, I'm over dramatizing this, but it takes a lot of effort. It takes some, like, it takes, like, control to say, like, okay, this is how it's arranged right now. I don't want to stray from this. I want it to be beautiful like this all the time. And one of the ways you can do this is make sure, like, the area that's on there never has stuff on it except, let's say, these 4 vases or these 4 storage vessels. So my hope is that I get this place looking so nice and curated that it comes to a point I just walk in and it's like it always just looks on point. But part of it is because of habits, routines, decluttering, and a conscious effort to make sure that when I put stuff down, right, it goes in the right place. Or if I do clean up, maybe it's only like 10 minutes of cleanup of like reorganizing. That's it. Like, I don't want to spend a lot of time thinking, okay, I gotta make sure like my pill bottles are right. Like the pill bottle stream that I spent 45 minutes on, you guys, I don't spend time on my pill bottles anymore. I don't spend time on my spice cabinet, my spice rack anymore, because I figured out like that looks perfect to me. So all I got to do is whenever I take a spice out, I just put it back in the place that it was, and that's good. So don't think like I spend hours and hours a day hyper focusing, rearranging things like the spice rack or the pills, because I don't do that. It's just like you put this concentrated effort on one small area, you find that it's perfect, and then you're like, good, this is good enough. Let me come back to it. Let me try to make things look nicer and nicer and nicer, declutter, organize, nicer, 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 and then you end up with less stuff. And yeah, so good upside about what I'm doing. It makes me notice the beauty in things a lot more. It makes me think consciously about consuming things. And we've been saving a lot of money because of it. I think we save a lot of money because like I'm not buying decor items. But yeah, and if I do buy stuff, I want to figure out, like, I don't want to spend like hundreds of dollars on stuff. But if I did find a perfect piece and I felt like it was just so amazing that I couldn't live without it, then yeah, I might actually spend hundreds of dollars on a single piece. But it would be a piece that I really think is super beautiful, and I can't imagine going without it. I know that sounds very dramatic, but I've seen a lot of stuff, and yeah, a perfect piece, if you find it, it's just perfect. It's like you feel like you don't have to look for another piece. But yeah, but not just right now. It's just go off to the organizers. Dollar Tree. So not restoration hardware for organizers. $1 organizing pieces. I'm probably gonna spend $15-$20 today. We'll see. That one gray couch in Lewis's video, that same gray couch that has Oreo in the community post. Oh, you talking about that one? Yeah, that one's a really nice one. It's comfortable for sure, but let's just say that for that kind of stuff, you can make something look aesthetic around that chair. You just need to make sure what's around it is not crap. So yeah, like if I had these bowls next on like some kind of cabinet, like some kind of dark wood cabinet. I'm going to look at Restoration Hardware. I know people are going to be like, damn it, Erica, Restoration Hardware. Let me show you guys this one. Dining cabinet. I think it's shelving, actually, I'm looking for, not cabinet. Short cabinet, TV cabinet, that kind of stuff. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, wow, look at that. That looks nice. French Conservatory. Actually, let's go back to that other one. Okay, so let's make an example here, okay? So let's say I had this cabinet, and I put a bunch of these kind of things inside of this cabinet, and you guys know how Lewis's chair looks like, right? I don't have to get rid of the chair because the pieces around it makes it look more upscale, see? But it's all about making sure that the pieces that you have look not cheap. But yeah, this is kind of crazy. Look at that, 3,800, and this is super heavy. Let's see what the dimensions are. 232 pounds! 232-pound cabinet. This is why when people move, sometimes it's like you have these really nice like cabinet pieces, but oh my gosh, it's so freaking heavy. I mean, I think this is a really nice piece, don't get me wrong, but if you feel like you're going to be moving, probably best to stick with IKEA, but then buy the pieces that you think you can keep in a lighter cabinet. See? So you don't have, like, if you had an IKEA cabinet, you don't have to bring that with you, but if you move, like, you can definitely bring your storage vessels with you. See? Like, all this stuff, okay, like, all this stuff in here, right? You can see that it's, like, it looks like it came from an archaeological dig of sorts. So, all this stuff can get bubble wrapped. You go to the Dollar Tree, buy, like, a bunch of bubble wrap, and put it in a box, and then ship it out. And, yeah, at least you have your expensive-looking pieces. So, you can see the way that I'm framing this kind of stuff, right? I want to find pieces that I feel look expensive, I can carry through as life goes on, or if I want to get rid of it, it's very easy to get rid of it. I'm not planning, this is just me, like, I'm not really planning to resell any pieces, because what I want to do is, instead of spending hundreds of dollars on a piece, ideally, like, there might be a few pieces that I might want down the line that's expensive, but overall, like, I want to figure out a cheap dupe for it, maybe like TJ Maxx, or just paint something from the Dollar Tree, and that way it looks rustic-ish. And, yeah, give it to someone and be like, okay, you guys, yeah, see this stuff? So, this kind of pottery stuff looks expensive. And I like it. I like it because it's calming, and it looks very grounded. I think this stuff looks a little sterile. That's just me. So, between the light and the archaeological stuff, I like this stuff more. And yeah, but overall, yeah, quality over quantity, that's what I am learning definitely this year.